How do's, I'm back. Reason why I'm back is Dave finally turned off that main road. We're heading towards Caton. I was actually expecting these little back roads. As we turned off, it was covered in leaves and loads of water on the roads. I was expecting a lot worse, so I'll just take it very easily. You know, I've got street tyres. Dave's got an adventure bike, so his bike is probably more suited to riding crusty roads. I've actually got a set of Michelin Pilot Road 6s. Oh jeez. Thankfully I wasn't taking that too fast. That blind rise. Yeah, I've got a set of Michelin Pilot Road 6s on this bike. It was odd, when I stopped to refuel this morning at the petrol station, a fella walked over to me and he was asking me about the tyres. Couldn't quite hear him at first because I was playing music, so I had to switch it off. But he was asking me, he was talking about his bike. I didn't quite catch what he had, but he was saying that he had some Bridgestones. Okay, Elam and Wetton. Yeah, so this fellow was saying that he had a set of Bridgestones, I think B22s, and he was just asking me, you know, what did I think of these Michelins, and he asked me whether they were the Pilot 6s or the Pilot 5s. So I explained to him that no, these are the Michelin Pilot 6s. I said in the past I have had Bridgestones. I can't remember exactly what I had when I had my CBR 600F. I used to ride on those Bridgestones. I'm sure they were either B20s or B21s, something like that. Quite sporty. And it's only been the last few years that I've been buying Michelin Pilot Roads. Now, I think I've probably had Michelin Pilot Road 3 or 4s, and then probably the 5s on the last bike. Oh no, the last bike was an Africa Twin, wasn't it? So it definitely wasn't that. I think it was maybe on the VFR I had Pilot Road 4s or 5s, can't remember. And now on this bike, so I said to the fella, look, I prefer a tyre that's good in the wet. And the reason being is when I go on tour, I do a lot of European tours. When you're out in the middle of Switzerland, oh wow, look at that view. Isn't that gorgeous? I hope really that this view is picked up on the camera. I did change one of the settings. I had a look back at my footage from Switzerland, and I had the camera set on ultra wide, but when it's set on ultra wide you couldn't really see things in the distance that I was talking about. Oh, welcome to Elena, Staffordshire Peak District. Okay, so yeah, I've changed the camera angle. I've now got it set on wide, so we'll see how that goes. You probably can't get as wide a view here. I don't know. Oh, lovely little bridge. I love these old little English towns. Look at that. Yeah. Now it's getting close to the time where people will lay wreaths on these monuments to all the heroes that died in World War II. November is just around the corner. So it's a very important day, the 11th day of the 11th month, 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Yeah, that's it. So 11 o'clock in November, stand for a minute's silence just to respect all the people that served and gave their lives in World War II. Bouncy here, Dave. Oh, very bouncy. Yeah, Dave is on the Honda Transalp, the new 750 that's come out, I think it was last year. So Dave's had a VFR 800 before. You might have seen me riding that, you know, with the cam. You could hear the cam screaming, gear-driven cams. brilliant bike, at VFR 800. Anyway, so after riding that for about 20 years, he's finally decided to get himself a new bike. He took his time. I know he went to go and see this. He took me initially to have a look at it, and went and had a look at Triumphs and everything else that you do. But I think he went back on his own to go and test this because I'm a bit excitable. He went and tested this bike on his own. How bad is that? Your mate gets too excitable, so leave him at home. So yeah, Dave's quite sensible. Unlike me, you know. I get quite excitable. I just like to buy new bikes. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that's one of my downfalls. Always like bikes. I enjoy having a new bike when I can. Generally, I buy them on PCP because I prefer the lower monthly cost. And then I get to change the bike every 3 years. I know it's like paying on the never never, but it tends to suit the type of person that I am, where you know you get to ride new bikes. You don't have to worry too much about things breaking down. You know, I've had older bikes in the past. I do like the 80s bikes. There's always something going on with them, and they need to be fettled with. But, yeah, nothing beats a new bike. Fuel injection, heated grips. Although, saying heated grips, I'm actually wearing my heated gloves today. Saying which, I just need to turn it down. It's KEIS. Turn it down a bit. The thing is with heated gloves, you're meant to have them on a setting so you can't really feel the temperature. Yeah, so your hands just feel neutral. Now, as soon as you feel it getting hot, that's when you need to turn it down. I've noticed that in the past. I've had Gerbing gloves in the past, made in the UK, really good bits of kit, and they had the micro wire, and those Gerbing gloves, they do get warmer than these KEIS. Case, I don't know how you pronounce that. These case have got, I think it's carbon fiber type elements in them, so they don't get as hot as the Gerbing gloves. But I thought, hey, you know, I've tried the Gerbing, I know they're really good. Let me try these case and see how they go. Because I also wanted to get myself the heated jacket. I haven't got that yet. You know, it takes me a while to decide what to buy, because you read so many reviews online, and I think that's the problem with online these days. Although there's a lot of information, so much of it is contradictory, so you can't really find out, you know, what really is good. In the old days, before everything went online, we used to go by those ride triangles. I am aware they still do them. Don't know how you found them though, but in the ride magazines they used to test goods, and then they would give you like the best equipment overall. They'll give it a certain color triangle, but if it was best bang for the buck, best value for money, they'd give it a different color triangle, so you would know straight away, you know, okay, it's not the most expensive, but it works damn well for the price. So we always used to go off that in the old days. But now, yeah, you have a look online and so much contradictory information. And I think it happens when people that are selling equipment, you know, you can buy reviews. It's a bit naughty, and I think that's why it's happened now. Oh, I don't know if you saw that, but the bike just completely cut out. Zero. Changed down a gear, and you know, I've had this issue before in the past with fourth gear, between third and fourth, where, you know, I'll be whizzing along. I'll use a quick shifter and I'll try and go up a gear, and it's just momentarily, but it must be for like a good second or so, where it just cuts all power as you operate the quick shifter. Now my foot was off the quick shifter, so I wasn't holding on to the quick shifter there. Right, so where are we heading to now? Elstone Field or Hartington? Oh, watch out, Dave. Silly car. Come on, where's this car going? Come on, car. I know Dave likes to go to Hartington, so that's where I'm expecting he'll go. Yeah, I don't know if that car actually saw Dave. Just reverse like that. What's this dude doing? My visor is steamed up again. The joys of not wearing pin lock. Anyway, yeah, so we're back to the heated gloves. So yeah, I've decided to try the KEIS gloves, and they work well, but you just have to be careful that as soon as you feel the heat, turn them down, because you don't realize that you're actually getting burnt. You know, I know with the gerbering, I remember the one day I was enjoying it so much I just kept them on quite high, and then when I got home and I saw my one hand, it was burnt. So I could feel on this right wrist was getting a bit hot, so I thought, right, let me turn it down just in case it burns, because you don't know until you finish your ride, and then you've got these burn marks on your hands. Because I'm a bit nash here, I've also gone and turned on the heated grips. This bike, it's got a weird setup. I think the Suzuki and the Kawasaki are the same. So what did I have it set on? That's the highest. Flashes. It's actually quite difficult to see. So there you might see the two flashes now. That's on the mid setting, so it's only got 3 settings: high, medium, low. Flashes 3 times if it's on high. Flashes twice, quick succession when it's on medium, and then when it's on low it'll just flash once. Oh, this is yeah. A bit of a back trail, Dave. Yeah, I think you need a scrambler for this type of road, Dave. I've been thinking more and more about my next bike. Got a load of walkers here. I actually thought he might just stay pulled over, let me through, but no. Yes, I've been doing a lot of thinking about my next bike. Now, the only reason why I have a bike with panniers, etc., is for the European tours. Riding with your mates, you've got to do a lot of boring motorway miles initially to get to your destination. So you've got the panniers, etc., just to carry all your luggage. So I've been thinking, well, that 30 litre carry-all that I had, a duffel bag type thing, when we went to Switzerland, I was able to get just about everything into that duffel bag. There was very little that I actually needed to put into the panniers, if anything at all, and the only reason why I filled my panniers is because I had them, and I thought, okay, got all this extra space, let me fill it. So I did, with crap that I never even used. So yeah, I was thinking the next bike that I get, maybe I'll get something nice, light and flickable. Where's Dave gone? Oh, look at that little river. Nice little stream. Yeah, so something nice, light and flickable that I can enjoy, once I'm away at my destination. My son has been pestering me again. Isn't that lovely with the stream flowing alongside the road? Looks like a brilliant place for walking. No wonder there's so many walkers out this morning. Great time of year as well, all the colours from the leaves that have fallen off the trees now in the autumn. Lovely. And it's not too cold just yet. The UK can get a lot colder. But at the moment, I'm guessing it's probably between, 5 to about 7.5 degrees Celsius. Beautiful colours. Yeah, so back to my my dilemma about the bikes. Oh, goodness sake. how it is. Into Derbyshire. I did see a sign for Ashbourne. I'm still struggling here with my visor, and now I can't see a word. I've got moisture on my visor, but also riding up into the sun I cannot see a thing. Yeah, so back to the dilemma about the motorcycles to choose. I'm leaning more and more towards a naked, and it's only because, you know, once you arrive at your destination on tour, it's nice to have a small light bike that you can just flick about on the little twisty roads. I think there's nothing worse than doing a European tour like that, getting to your destination and you've got one of those big heavy BMW GS's. That must be so uncomfortable, so difficult. So I was actually looking at the naked version of the Suzuki. What's it called? Suzuki GSX-S 1000. And it seemed quite reasonable. For 10 or 11,000 pounds you can get yourself one of them, and it's a great bike, cracking bike. Brilliant quick shifter. When it works, you know, there has been an odd occasion where it's been a bit naughty, but otherwise a really good quick shifter. Seating position, really comfortable. Yeah, I like everything about the bike. I think the only thing about this bike would be the front brake, so that's something that would need looking at if I got a naked. However, I have recently saw that Honda have released the new Hornet. It's the Honda Hornet CB1000. Now it looks very similar to the older previous generation Hornets. You know, the most recent CB1000s have been those Neocaf style bikes, and prior to that they had the CB1000R, which was a good looking bike, a single-sided swing arm. But this new Honda Hornet is more like a standard bike. Welcome to Alsop Station Car Park. But it looks more like a that's Honda. It looks more like a Ducati Street Fighter. Dave, why have you brought me in here? All dirt and gravel. I think he was hoping to find a butty van. Oh, it's typical, eh? I'm always too slow coming out of these junctions. But I'd rather be slow, but sure. Oh man. So yeah, that Honda Hornet is quite appealing. I'll tell you what's even more appealing is the price. You know, I thought the Suzukis were relatively inexpensive. Suzukis are built in Japan, and yeah, still 10 or 11,000. That's relatively inexpensive. But that Honda Hornet is coming at just under £9,000, so 8,999. Really good value. Oh, you're lucky, Dave, because I almost didn't see you. Just look at the back lanes. My mates have been saying, oh, if you get the Honda, you know, go for the SP. I was trying to see what the difference was with the SP and the normal Honda Hornet. The SP seems to have shower suspension, you know, multi-adjustable shower suspension. But to be honest, I'm the type of person, I'll get on a bike, I'll make a few adjustments to the suspension initially, and then I won't ever touch it again. Like this one, I've never adjusted the front suspension. I thought the front suspension was quite stiff. I've adjusted the rear suspension to my liking. I found a good compromise between carrying the pinion and not. I adjusted it once, it was several times in the one day. Found that good compromise position, and I've not touched it since. So with the Honda, I don't know if it's... Oh, just felt the backslide a bit there. I wonder if that was on a leaf as I changed down. Yeah, so with that Honda Hornet, I don't know if it would be worth me actually getting the SP version. And also, the SP version comes black with the gold rims. Now, I like the color scheme, black with the gold. It reminds me of the old JPS, John Player Special Cigarettes. You know, when they sponsored, what is it, Formula 1, and I don't know if they did bikes. Definitely Formula 1 cars, they did that black and gold color scheme. It looks quite nice. But I don't like black bikes. I don't like to own them myself. I don't think I've ever owned a black bike. So I'm just unsure. But when I see that Honda Hornet in red, oh, it looks fantastic. Really, really good. You know, you can buy yourself a little pillion seat cowl, and yeah, it looks so much like a little Ducati Street Fighter. And I quite like the Ducati Street Fighter, well, the older versions. I quite like the Ducati Street Fighter, the looks of them. Yes, I could be tempted by that Honda Hornet. Also, my son was speaking with me, and he is contemplating riding bikes. I know I did try and talk him out of it, but it's only because of the costs involved. You know, I said to him, look, when you start riding bikes, it's quite a lonely sport. Once you put your helmet on, that's it. You're all on your own, so you're not really socialising. Not many people seem to be riding bikes these days as well, so there's even less people. It's expensive, you know, the bikes themselves, the insurance costs, and also all the paraphernalia and protective gear. You know, you've got to have the best helmet that you can afford. You also need decent leather jacket, or the best textile jacket you can, gloves, boots, and riding trousers. You know, just looking at the kits alone, you can spend about, I don't know, I'd say up to about £2,000 just on the riding kit. Then you still got the bike, then you still got the insurance on top of that. And to be honest, here in the UK, we don't really ride that long. Our riding season generally starts around about April, end of April, May. And now, okay, it's October, we've been quite fortunate now. There's been a few dry days in October. But yeah, after today, that's it. You know, we'll put our bikes away and they won't come out till April next year. So I just mentioned all of that to my son, so he is aware. He's not going into it blind, but yeah, he's still keen. And if he does decide to ride bikes with me, especially in European tours, then I will probably get myself a van. Lug the bikes into the back of the van, and drive to our destination. And then once at our destination, then we can put the bikes out and enjoy. And hence the reason, you know, maybe a lightweight naked bike would be better suited to that sort of setup. When we did go on tour recently with my mates to Switzerland and Italy, I can't remember if two of them, oh, they were going to take a van. That's right, they were going to take a van, but then initially they had initially decided to use a van, but then they decided not to, and they extended the first and last parts of the journey with an extra day travel, just to try and break it up a bit more. So yeah, it seemed like a good solution with the van, so yeah, I could be tempted. Another little village and farmhouses. Little cyclists through, family of cyclists. Just trying to see if I can find a name. British Legion, Polwich. Is that the name of the town? Village? Polwich. Most people are still in their homes early this morning. Nice with common grounds, church. It's nice seeing areas like this. They haven't been built up. Dave's on the lookout. I can see him looking into that pub we just passed on the left. Again, it's going to be interesting to have a look at this footage once I get home, because I've changed the angle of the camera, so instead of being ultra wide, it's now just wide. You can see all the poppies up.